Oh, that's tasty. Hey guys, it's Delicia here. Thanks for stopping by the Cigar Vixen channel. As per the norm, like I do every year, I've come back recently from IPCPR Trade Show 2019. I'm going to be unveiling kind of like all the stuff I brought back with me. Cigars, swag, some humidification stuff, anything and everything that I got during the trade show basically. So this year was fun. It's always a good time. The dates were a little different, so I did notice a little bit of what seemed to be a little bit lighter attendance. It didn't seem as heavy of a flow of people, but again, the date was very close to July 4th and it was over the weekend, so a little bit of changes. They also made some fun announcements, some stuff to look forward to, which I will touch on the overall IPCPR video, which I also produce every year. But they did mention something about possibly doing a consumer day. So for those of you consumers that are, interested in attending this big retail trade show, that might be something that they're going to be doing this coming year for 2020. There will definitely be more details to follow that. So I just wanted to touch on that briefly. But I'm going to, like I said, go through the swag, go through the cigars that I brought back. I look to all of you for your opinions, your comments to see, which cigars I should review first. And I'll, of course, be giving away some goodies as I also do every year. Make sure you're following me on social media, Cigar Vixen. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And I'll be announcing some of those giveaways on those platforms. So be sure to follow me over there. And without further ado, let's go ahead and just get into it. Actually, let me start with the one that I just lit up. This is the American by J.C. Newman. It's a 100% American cigar made here in the States. All the tobacco is grown here, so it's something different. And it's smoking, again, just a couple puffs in. It's very tasty. I'm gonna go ahead and just get into, first of all, let me get into the swag, some of the swag. I don't have these stuff in any order. It's just kind of random. So this was a cool hat that I had to pick up, of course, because of the colors. This is the new Trinidad packaging and a new blend that is brought out for, again, the Trinidad brand coming out of Altadis. So a lot of fun, always cool to see my good friends in that booth. And again, they had some really neat swag overall in their booth. They were celebrating some different milestones, and I'll get to those, of course, as we go through. But this was one of them that I just loved the coloring. It's a cool hat. This was another hat that was given to me. Let me see. This hat actually goes with this t-shirt. This is from a retailer friend that I met during the show from Big Boy Cigar Lounge in downtown Dixon, Tennessee. So he was kind enough to bring me a t-shirt that says "Let's Puff," and then this cool hat here, which apparently this is actually the gentleman's profile. I thought it was Winston Churchill, but very cool. I'm always a fan of the different swag, like the hat that I'm rocking today. I also ran into my good friends at Cigar Snob, and they had these cool t-shirts they were giving out. So a lot of fun. Again, always loving the swag. Let's get to the goods. So second cigar on the list here, this one came from Southern Draw Cigars booth. That was actually one of my first stops this time. During the show, they had quite a bit of launching of different brands. They actually had their son out there, who's behind the brand Jacob's Ladder. You guys are probably familiar by now with that blend. It came out last year, but they actually had Ethan Jacob at the show. So it was really nice to see, Robert and Sharon and celebrating their family, and it was really cool. But this cigar was another one that they were showcasing there at their booth. This is a special one made for the Navy SEAL Foundation. As you know, they do a lot of special projects, through Southern Draw. 300 Hands was a big one. This was another one that was near and dear to Robert's heart, he mentioned, as well as, a lot of people that work with them. So this was a really cool project. It has the emblem and just a lot of neat packaging and just a whole story behind it. I'd like to get the chance to review this one just because it's a really cool project that they're doing. So this was one. I think I'm actually going to have to park my cigar for a minute so I can get into this. And as I mentioned, no particular order. So this was a really awesome lighter, again going along with the Trinidad brand. This was very cool. Very colorful, triple flame torch, just beautiful. My good friends over there were kind enough to gift that to me, so you'll see me using this in future reviews. And then we have the, let's see, oh, this was from Drew Estate, so this was cool. This is a cutter made by Zycar, and this was all adorned with kind of matching the Acid theme because it was Acid's 20th birthday, basically, celebrating the 20th anniversary of Acid cigars. So they had a really neat display, very cool graffiti room and tons of candy and just like a lot of fun. So this was kind of staying in tune. They had these beautiful water towers that were on display as well. I think this is a duplicate. Yep, so this will be among the giveaways. Since I have two, I will be sharing this with one of you watching. I'll be doing a really cool giveaway because it's such a cool lighter conversation piece, beautiful artwork made by Zycar. So the quality's there, as well as again, the very cool artwork and a little bit of a story behind that. And then my friends over at Quality Importers, I had to stop and get some more butane. So they were nice enough to hook me up with that, as well as another little fun tool that hopefully is in here. But let me just start grabbing. So this is Vicarías. I don't know, I don't see an accent. Vicarías. We've seen these in the Stogie Bird shipment that I had received. I met one of their reps at the show. They brought this out. I believe those are made by Casa Cuevas, if I'm not mistaken. So this was another fun, exciting one. Check out this beautiful little bottle of Diplomatico rum. So if you haven't ever had Diplomatico rum, definitely jump out and grab a bottle. Fantastic rum. I've had it, I had it for the first time actually several years back at a Mombacho event. They do a lot of fun collaborating. So this was actually blended and made. They actually have an official Diplomatico cigar by Mombacho, and this is meant to be done together. Great idea. Just love to see that. Of course, stopping by with my good friend Claudio. He shared some of these treats with me, and this is their Mombacho Cosecha 2014. So of course, some nice aged tobacco in there from that harvest. And again, nice pairing with the Diplomatico rum. Try and keep these all in some sort of an order. I'll probably run out of room at some point. Also stopped in with my good friends over at Miami Cigar, La Aurora. They share a booth. This is the Nestor Miranda Special Selection. You have seen these in my humidor and in my top fives, I believe. And this, of course, comes in the beautiful already humidified bag, which is part of the Humidity Group company. Again, this is just one of those things where, especially because the trade show takes place in Las Vegas, you have highly air-conditioned rooms, and then you step out into the dry desert heat. The humidification of these cigars, you know, and transporting them back and forth to and from the show is super important. So it's nice to see them, again, handing out the samples in the humidified bags. This one is very exciting. So this is from, you know, my good friend Steve Saka and his booth. They actually won the, I think it was the medium size booth exhibitor award from IPCPR trade show. So congrats on that. So this one I smoked already. The new Mi Querida Triqui Trac, I believe is the official name. So really cool. Again, all of these you'll see, and I want to know feedback from all of you, which ones you want to see those reviews on first. This is the Sin Compromiso that's been out, the Mi Querida, and then we have the Todos Las Dias, and then of course this new baby. This is a Sobremesa Creme Brulee. So this one I have not smoked, and I've heard already a lot of hype, a lot of great things, and of course I have yet to smoke anything that Steve has made that I didn't like. So I'm excited to definitely get those lit and enjoyed, as I'm sure all of you are. And I believe you'll be able to find his new one. Some of them come out right away after the show. Some of them have a month or so delay. So you should be able to start seeing these, I believe he said, end of August, early September, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so these, oh, this is beautiful. Again, these are all in a random order, so sorry. So this is from Hoya. This is their Número Uno, Obras Maestras. So these are another beautiful tribute. They're doing a lot of tributes right now because, again, getting around anniversary times, they just celebrated their 50th anniversary this past year, and now this was dedicated to the, basically like the teachers or the people that they're honoring, because they've done a lot of stuff where they're honoring the people, like in their factory specifically, their workers, and now this is meant to be honoring, some of the people that have come before them and whatnot. So I had a nice interview. Again, I'll be posting that with the official IPCPR video. I had an interview with Dr. Martinez Cuenca. Of course, he's a great guy, and he walked us through their whole new lineup. So again, getting into those a little bit later. This is their new Antaño, which is a Connecticut. So Hoya is doing a Connecticut Antaño, which is supposed to still pack a punch. Not quite the same amount as the old school Antaño, but it's still, even for a Connecticut, supposed to still have a nice little punch to it. So again, excited to try that. I actually smoked quite a few cigars during the show, but it's always different when you bring them home and you let them sit for a little bit and you have a fresh palate and you smoke them again. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Some of these are mixed, so let's see what's in this one. Okay, so these are some stuff from Rocky Patel. Spent some time in his booth. His booth is always fun. He always has, beer and lots of seating, so it's a nice place to stop in and visit with old friends. He actually won the award from Cigar and Spirits magazine this year for Best Cigar, so they did that presentation and had me tag along for that, so that was fun. So this is the Aged Limited Rare Rocky Patel. Beautiful, beautiful band on this one. And this is the, what is this one called? Let's see, the LB1. Another beautiful band. Then we have the Hamlet Liberation. I heard this one was really tasty. This barber pole, I think, was randomly handed to me. I'll have to come back to where this came from. Oh, this was actually, I know who this is from. This is from one of the beautiful cigar rolling ladies that's out there. She does, Lupe, she does some hand rolling events. And so this was actually one of her cigars that she hand rolled at the show and just happened to make it into the bag. This one is a beautiful, this is the Tabernacle. This is a newer one by Nick, and this is the Lancero. Nick Malillo, that is. So again, I told you these are all in random order. So we'll get these going here. And then we have, okay, so here's the continuation of what was actually given out by Rocky in his booth. So I already went through two of those. Again, the LB1, and then this Aged Limited and Rare. And then this one I smoked, it was really tasty. This is the number 6, and it was funny because Rocky said there was something about the name. They had gone through a number of names, and then, it turns out like somebody else had trademarked that name already. So they actually just went with what they were calling it in the factory, which is the number 6, which is kind of funny. But cool band. It's simple, elegant, nice smoke. And then again, another Hamlet Liberation. And then we have these beauties from Casa Cuevas, who I learned, I had heard the name before, obviously, but didn't realize they had such an extensive family history as far as being, I believe they're working on 5th generation now for the Casa Cuevas family, growing tobacco, making cigars, and then finally releasing their own brand. They had in the past done many cigars for a lot of other people, so they're one of those that have again been in the industry for a long time, but now they're kind of coming out with their own brand per se, with their name on there. So we have the Casa Cuevas. This is a Reserva, a Connecticut, and a Maduro on the Reserva, and then this nice little limited edition. So I had a chance to meet their family. And I believe these are the same Casa Cuevas brand here. So we have the, again, Casa Cuevas. This is a Reserva. And then we have just a few others in here. So again, a great lineup by the Casa Cuevas team. Okay, here's some fun boxes, and I haven't even opened these boxes yet. So this was another one where I was walking and I met somebody that was like, hey, I follow you, and here's my cigars if you get a chance to try them. So these ones I had not heard of. This is Stallone, and it's, I think all of these are named after horses, what he was telling me. Stallone cigars made in Esteli, Nicaragua. And then we have this beautiful follow-up to the first High Clear Castle. This is the Victorian. I was really excited to try this one out. I will be doing a really cool pairing video coming up soon because, of course, if you haven't heard, High Clear Castle also has a gin that they did. And so this was meant to be paired with that gin, and I'm super excited. Of course, this was blended by Nick Malio. And I had a nice chance to visit with him and again pick up a box of these Victorians. Of course, High Clear Castle was my #1 pick this last year, and so I can't wait to try out this new one here. Very nice. And then these were exclusive giveaways at the show. This was from Drew Estate. Again, they had quite the booth. They do every year. They always have an amazing booth that they're, music playing and everybody's having a good time. So this was the Drew Estate Year of the Pig. So I might go ahead and do a giveaway since I have 2 of these. Gotta check my Instagram for that. And then we have this nice little fundador. This is a different, what do you call it? Line extension, a different size now coming out in the Cinco Décadas by Hoya. I did a review, of course, on the Diadema not too long ago, so really, really nice stick, very elegant. So I can't wait to try this new Vitola in that one. And then we have my friends at La Aurora. Of course, they are the ones who are known for giving out these humidified bags, which I love. So we have the La Aurora 115th. This is a beautiful, beautiful cigar, again, celebrating their 115th year, which was actually 2018, but they're still continuing that celebration and have some beautiful blends that they've put out. And then, of course, the La Aurora Maduro. That's an old trusty. That's a great cigar. And I have these bags. Let's see. I guess I'll just continue to pile them on here. So these bags are also given out by at the Altadis booth, which is great. They're humidification, already ready to go. Let's see. So we have this 3-pack of Falcon cigars. This is another one who makes cigars, handed me a sample to try out, so I'll have to get into those shortly. And then we have this, this is a new one by McAuliffe Cigars. This is a special edition, so they don't have an endless amount of these, but this is the Leyenda. So you guys are familiar because I've done some reviews of the Leyenda #1 and 2, comes in that special size in a coffin. So this is a different version that's using this really premium, high grade, specially aged tobacco in the special edition blend. And this was one of the last ones that they had at the show. But again, there's a limited amount of these. And I actually have, let's see, I have 2. So this might be one that I do a giveaway on. And then, of course, the Reserva. And then the Migdalia, which is also by McAuliffe, they added this one. It's a line extension. It's a longer size than the original one that came out. That was that shorter little buddy. So they actually have this nice little 6x46. It's a beautiful smoke. Very nice. Smoked a couple of those during the show, sitting in a very comfortable chair that Mr. Al McAuliffe was kind enough to give up when I came in there. He was nice enough to give me his chair. So we have, okay, so this was another one from Foundation. This was apparently an event-only cigar at one point, and then he decided to go ahead and make it a regular production. This is the, I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, the Menelik. So this is, let's see, there's a story, of course, because all of Nick's cigars, Nick Malio from Foundation, has a very extensive way that he not only creates his cigars, but names them, and they all have a story. So Menelik, I believe, is the son of Salomon. Somebody else that's very familiar with history is going to correct me on this, and I'm going to be embarrassed, but it has an association with the Tabernacle cigar, and of course, the emblem, the tabernacle, this was his son, and he carried the tabernacle down. I don't know. There's a story. I'll have to listen to the interview because my history is a little foggy on that end. But again, always a great story. I have not smoked this yet, so I'm excited. I only have the one. And then I have this Invictus. So this is, where did I get this one? This is another one that's slipping my mind right now, but it'll come to me at a later moment. Then we have the Warfighter. So they have this Lancero that they put out there. They're a really cool brand. Again, lots of fun with some of the stuff that they do. But anytime I see those Lanceros, I'm always excited and most people know me and they try to offer me the Lanceros, or I have to tell them, but you know, that's my preference. Then we have the La Plata, and this one, oh, this one is coming from a friend. I don't even think these are actually on the market, so I don't even know if I should show this. This is something that is like a project in the works that's not officially out yet, so let me hide that one, my bad. Then we have the Herrera Esteli Miami. Of course, this has been out for a little bit from Willie Herrera. Oh, and then this baby is exciting. So this is the LFD anniversary, 25th anniversary cigar. So beautiful gold band on that, very elegant. They had some different swag centered around, you know, this 25th anniversary cigar. So very nice, very elegant. And then this is one of two of the new releases. You guys will not recognize that this is part of the Protocol lineup, but it's actually part of Protocol. Completely different way that they went as far as packaging, marketing. This is named after Sir Robert Peel, who was apparently, I forget how he phrased it. When I met with Juan, he was telling me that he's considered to be the father of like law enforcement, I think was the term that he, or how he phrased it. But I'll have to look at the interview, and again, on the overall video, you'll see all that. You can hear what he says about it. But this one's really cool. The box itself has a lot of fun little background things, almost like a Where's Waldo, where there's all these little extra things in there that you're supposed to be able to identify, and they all have meaning. So a lot of thought put into this. I actually smoked the Connecticut, so there's a Maduro and a Connecticut. Let's see, this is another Maduro. I thought I had a Connecticut. Somewhere in here there's a Connecticut, but I smoked the Connecticut and it's really tasty. Oh, here it is. Really, really nice. And again, great with coffee, very creamy, so really nice smoke. Excited to see them continuing to do well. Love their cigars. And these last ones here, so I have the La Paulina bronze label. Very nice. La Paulina was doing some different line extensions, different packaging. They had a couple others that they were launching. Again, I'll show you in the overall video. This one is the Potter. This one was another one. You know, I meet a lot of different people at the trade show, and some people make cigars that don't have a booth that just randomly hand me a cigar. So this is one of those. This one's called Potter. Then we have the Rocky Patel Special Edition. This was the one that got #1 from Cigar and Spirits magazine, so they gave out some of those during that presentation of the award. And then, let's see, another bag here. Let's see here, running out of room. Let's see, hopefully it doesn't fall. So then we have the H. Hupmen. This is the Grupo de Maestros. This came out last year. But they, you know, throw those in there for samples. Then we have this Aging Room bin #2. So this was a new one launched by Aging Room. Of course, they have their bin #1 that's been out for a while. This was the bin #2 follow-up, 100% Nicaraguan on that one, so very exciting. Then the Aging Room Connecticut. And then the Monte Cristo Espada Oscuro. So this was another, you know, beautiful addition to the Monte Cristo line. Monte Cristo was celebrating, I want to say 50 years. They had a really beautiful humidor. They had a lot of crazy promotions going on. So if you were one of the retailers that attended, hopefully you had a chance to enter some of those drawings that they were doing in their booth. A lot of stuff, including a motorcycle, and just like there's a lot of cool stuff that they were raffling off for the people that were in attendance during IPCPR. We have the Romeo and Julieta, Nicaragua, and then another Espada Oscuro. Very nice. Okay, and then, let's see, here's some more. So this one, so the H. Hupmen was celebrating 175-year anniversary. Maybe that's the... There was 2 humidors that were gorgeous, and one of them was an H. Hupmen, one of them was the Monte Cristo. And the Monte Cristo one was very elegant, had this crazy design and just so pretty. And then H. Hupmen also had a really nice humidor that they were doing a very special giveaway. So you can also check all of these things that you see. You should be able to go into your local brick and mortar, especially some of the larger ones, and see some of the things that I'm talking about, including this humidor that comes with, it's a, you know, specially numbered in sequence type of a humidor that's full of these different cigars that I'm mentioning here. And then Henry Clay, they did this whole series with Henry Clay, which was part of the motorcycle thing that they were giving away. This is the Warhawk. So Henry Clay has an extensive story, which I wasn't even familiar with all of the details, but again, just a lot of cool information, and they were really trying to bring attention to that story that they were telling. So it was really cool. And then this was a new one. This is the H. Hupmen. So H. Hupmen has done a lot of collaborations. They did the first one, which was the Aqua Color Band, which was a collaboration with AJ. And then, of course, this yellow one, which is the Grupo de Maestros. And then now they have this H. Hupmen Hispaniola from Jose Mendez. So this was another one that I haven't smoked this one yet. So I'm excited to try that one because I heard really good things. Another Henry Clay Warhawk. And then another of the H. Hupmen Hispaniola. And then a Romeo and Julieta, an Aging Room Connecticut. So I got a couple of each of these. Another Grupo de Maestros. And then this was the new Trinidad Espiritu. So this was part of this colorful series with the hat. I showed you guys the lighter. This is the cigar that comes out with it. And just a great idea, drawing a lot of attention. Totally different than the old school Trinidad boxing, which was the, gold and black, very, very plain. This was, very colorful, get your attention type of a thing, start a conversation. So you'll probably see me rocking this hat in some Instagram videos because I love it, love the coloring on it. And yeah, so that's basically, I think that's it as far as the cigars. Not as much as I think I brought back last year. And part of that is because I actually wasn't there for the entire show. I was only there for a couple days of it, and so I didn't see everybody, and it's really difficult to do. There's so many booths. I did go by the ones that I thought most of you would want to hear from based on different comments and different questions on previous videos, and also the people that I have good relationships with. I tried to pop in there, steal some time. Again, I did get some different interviews and different content for you guys to see. I did try to cover as much as possible, but again, it's difficult. There's so many booths during the show itself. So hopefully you guys are excited to see some of these different reviews, and I love to hear the feedback. So make sure you post your comments. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, post those comments on there. I will be doing some giveaways for some of this different swag, some of the different cigars. And as always, I thank you so much for hanging out and spending some time with me, and stay tuned for the overall IPCPR video. Cheers.